Hey everyone, James Pelton, and I have not been live since before the holidays. So been really busy. You guys know I started my app business. I've been working on apps for people. Still been looking at crypto stuff. Obviously, crypto is going crazy right now. So I've got a lot of my crypto videos are getting tons of views right now. But I'm getting pitched projects left and right. So probably 12, 13 a day that we're looking through. And most of them just end up being Ponzi schemes. So it's few and far between where there's actually something where I'm like, hey, this could be good for my audience. But Ryan is here today to talk about Alpha Insider. And I think this one is really cool. I think especially for our group, for my private Telegram group, this is the type of stuff that I think you guys will like. So I wanted to bring him on to talk about it. So Ryan, thank you for coming today.
Yeah, man.
Start off, quick introduction of yourself. Who are you? How'd you get here? And then we'll jump into the platform.
Yeah, sure. I am a derivatives trader over the last few years. I guess this is a passive income show, sort of, right?
So yeah, we love our
a few years ago. I'll give you a little backstory because it relates to kind of the stuff that you guys are talking about. I started I guess like you call it an Amazon FBA business now, but back like 2015, I was selling medical devices and wanted to start my own thing and kind of break away from a day job. So started an FBA business, sold fitness products on Amazon for years. And that business was my first and actually did real well. I did real well with that. And up until 2020, when all the gyms shut down, that thing got hammered. And so I was like, what am I going to do? And so I went into, my dad was trading a lot of options at the time, and I became interested in derivatives, and I didn't have anything to do with work because my business was getting hammered. So I went into learning derivatives full time. So I got really into trading, and that became like much easier passive income than, tens of thousands of dollars to other countries to manufacture products and that kind of thing. So, and then I got interested in bots automation, which, ever since I met the guys that started Alpha Insider. So Alpha Insider is like the project that I'm involved with now. And it's basically the largest marketplace, the largest marketplace of forward tested trading strategies, meaning, we all know what a back test is. Probably a lot of your audience knows what a back test is. Forward testing is a little bit different in that it's all real time tested. So it trades, the performance on Alpha Insider is basically equivalent. It's very similar to how the performance of a strategy would be if you were trading in real time, like real life.
Okay. Very cool. I love it. And I love your story. We appreciate you being here. Again, I told Ryan that we might be a bit skeptical of things as a group because we've been burned. And so we're going to do our due diligence and figure out what's going on here. So how about you start off with the elevator pitch? What is Alpha Insider? What's kind of set out to build here, and what is it?
Well, here, can I share my screen?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let me do that.
Just that present down below. Then you might have to allow Chrome.
Yeah, I think I got it here.
Good job. Look at you.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, so we started Alpha Insider basically as there needed to be a place that was like transparent, because there's so many indicators and strategies that people in our industry are like hawking, right? They're trying to sell them online, and they're showing you a screenshot of how this trade did, or they're promoting a Discord group. So we wanted a place that tracked trading strategies in real time, where the performance was completely transparent. We could all see it, and it would automatically rank the best approaches to the market. So what we did was the guys that basically designed and engineered this is they took, like, I'll show you. If I click into one of these, here's like the marketplace. Each one of these is a trading strategy, right? And underneath each one, you can see the performance over different time frames. So it gives you a real clear look into how consistently profitable something is. And the way that we build out this performance and keep it all kind of honest is we use live Polygon data feeds, like live price feeds. So when someone sends like let's say it's an automated trading view strategy, every time we get a webhook from trading view, like say someone's entering like a buy, like a long position on a trading strategy, we, instead of taking the price from TradingView, we use our own independent data feed and we say, okay, the price of Ethereum is whatever X right now. So then we book that price. We create like a ledger almost on Alpha Insider for that strategy, and we present the P&L is tracked like in real time. So each day, each week, there's a constant P&L being tracked on that strategy, so we can all see what's actually working and what's not, without having to rely on back tests, which, you know, can be a good indicator that something might be profitable, but it's not going to tell you how it really trades.
Yeah, I love this. I love the just the history that it shows and just the different options. So how do you would you say this is more for active traders? This is, we were talking about this before the show, but I've got a lot of people in my community who are like, I want to see other people's strategies. I want to do the trades myself. Then I have a lot of passive people who are like, I don't know enough to do active trading. Is this for both? Do you see kind of both on the platform?
You know who it's really good for? This platform is really valuable for someone who is a beginner, who wants to get into automated trading and who wants to be more passive, but they're still a beginner, and maybe they haven't. The reason I say that is because what Alpha Insider does really well is all of these are pre-built trading strategies. You know, I've developed, I don't know how many trading systems now, and to develop a trading system top to bottom is a ton of work. I mean, you know, I'll dump years into them to get them, you know, how I want them. And to be able to show up to a marketplace and pull a strategy that you and get real-time performance, you know, how it actually traded, how it would have traded if you had invested in it. And then to be able to automate it, send all those trades to your broker or your crypto exchange, nothing like this has ever really existed before. So if I'm a newbie, it's like very easy for me to use a site like this. If I'm and as far as like passive or not passive, which I think is kind of what you asked, I'd say this is like, if you're a day trader and you're scalping in and out of positions and stuff, this probably isn't for you. You know, this isn't you kind of run into a limitation with TradingView, and with regard to like, you get down to like 1 minute charts and it almost gets like, you get into like, that's not even high frequency trading, but you get kind of towards that end of the spectrum and stuff will start to break down. This is good for people who want to set something up for for a year and just check on it every few months and not have to do a lot.
Yeah, nope, that makes sense. I did want to say hello to a few people. Video grab bag, Jesus Christ is Lord, amen. Can you go over any yield farming you're in? Do you guys do any yield farming? Are there yield farming strategies on there, anything like that, or is it strictly trading?
It's strictly trading. You basically have stock trading and so US equities and crypto trading. We don't really do any we don't track any yield farming stuff, at least not at this time.
Okay, gotcha. Keith, good to see you. Dan says 2025 is our year. Love that. Bit Kitty, hello from Brazil. Tycho, good to see you guys. Sorry, I have to say hi to everyone. I haven't done a live for a while. So Justin, good to see you. DJ and Micah, good to see you, brother. Kyle, good to see you as well. Kyle asks, how quickly would you say I can lose all my money in this venture? So you can see where my community's at. So could you talk through risk, especially for people who are newer? You look on, these top crypto strategies here and you're seeing, 245% in a year. How do you examine risk? Is there a good way to tell which, strategies are riskier than others, or how would you think through that for a beginner?
Yeah, I'll tell you kind of how I look at these. And this isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but there's a couple ways that you can use Alpha Insider to drill down and get a better sense of the risk of something. The first and most easiest way is each of these strategies has this little arrow indicator. That's like a drawdown stat. So this strategy, this Narose turtle strategy, has got a 27% max drawdown over its lifetime on the site. Its lifetime looks like, let's see, January. So beginning of 2023, we started tracking this live on the site. And in that time period, you've got, or at least this year, last 365 days, almost a 30% drawdown. So you would have had to sit through 30% hit here to get to it's up 227% this year. And so it kind of depends on when you flip these things on. If you flip them on, if you flip this thing on right here and automate it, and it's up 61% on the year, right off the bat, you're going for a ride. You're losing money for a while. So it's best just to turn these things on and kind of accept that you're going to go through some volatility, and they can go to zero. I mean, you have strategies that are performing really well, and sometimes they don't perform well anymore. That's always a risk. But the other thing I'll say about this, there's some other tricks to diversifying your risk. But what I kind of look for when I'm selecting strategies is something like this that's done real well it has a good track record, 1,000% over the last 5 years. These larger time frames, like this year, it's up. I don't really care if the thing's getting smacked today. I don't care if it's had a bad month or a bad week, but you kind of want to see green all across the bottom of these, for the most part, or at least on the larger time frames. The other thing that makes Alpha Insider real cool is when I go to automate these, this is a super powerful feature. I just have to have one account that is dedicated to automated trading. So I can allocate a percentage of my account to tons of different strategies. This thing it'll trade up to 100 strategies at once at 1% allocations. Oh, wow. So you can really, I just have 4 strategies in this account, each trading about a quarter of the account, which is actually quite a lot of exposure, and not a whole lot of diversification. But the same way you would diversify a stock portfolio with a bunch of different stocks, you can do the same thing with trading strategies.
Okay, cool. So, and then each of the trading strategies is probably a diversification too. Of different points. So you're getting a diversification of diversification.
Yeah, in a sense, you're getting you're getting a good performance track record. So it's giving you a good indication that even in a live trading situation, this thing has a high probability of making money. So there's that. You're using effective trading strategies, and then you're diversifying the risk across a bunch of those. So in case one was doing really well and it kind of falls apart, it's not going to take out your whole account. So you do have some ways of the performance track record being like the main way. You're starting with something that has a good track record that we can reasonably assume it'll continue to do well.
Okay, cool. Could you, I like to be a little educational for people too, especially for new people. So, I mean, if you're an expert trader, all these terms make sense to you. You know what you're looking at here and all this, but could you dive into drawdown a little bit more and what, again, how much risk is people going to lose all their money if I put $1,000 into this strategy? Is there a chance I lose $1,000? How do you think through something like that? And maybe just dive into the risk aspect a little bit more.
Yeah. Let me think of the best way to do this. We'll take this strategy here. So over the last year, at one point, this was up 160%, right? So max drawdown is basically saying if I turned this on, I connected it to my broker or my crypto exchange right here, and I turned this on, immediately you can see the performance of this thing takes a hit. It starts losing, right? All the way down to this point where it actually goes negative for a few percent. So this is like a 64% max drawdown. You would have had to sit through, let's just say this was 100% of your account. You put all your account in this strategy, right? 64% of your account would have, you would have lost 64% of your account basically in a drawdown on that strategy. That's kind of, you wouldn't do that. That's why you kind of diversify. But I don't know. How would you explain max drawdown? That's kind of the best way I can
Yeah. So this
think
is a
of.
historical max drawdown, right? This isn't like you're
Yeah.
setting the max drawdown of I only want 25% drawdown, then close everything or something like that. This
Yeah,
is
no, I see what you're
historical.
saying. No, this is just historical, detailed performance tracking. Now, all of what you just referenced, which is stop losses, risk protection, that's all being managed by the strategy creators here.
Okay.
So, like a lot of these are people who are automating these from TradingView. They have a TradingView strategy that they built in PineScript, or they had someone build them in PineScript, and they are sending us webhooks because they want to automate it and send those trades to their broker, or they want to sell it on our marketplace, because if their strategy performs well, they get 70% of the recurring commissions. So basically, yeah, I forgot what I was saying. I was talking about stop losses and stuff. So the people that create these strategies, they're already doing all that work of, whether a strategy stops out, when it stops out. What we're seeing on this end, you don't have to do any of that. That's all. You're basically doing all that work by selecting something that's already working. You're looking at the strategy's performance, and it already includes whatever decisions they've made in regard to stop losses and that kind of thing.
Okay. So if you picked a terrible, terrible strategy, you could lose all your money potentially, but you can kind
Yeah,
of look
of
at
course.
the historical drawdown to see, okay, over the last 5 years, max drawdown on this is 20%. So chances are you're not going to draw down more than 20%, but you just never know. I mean, this is
Yeah,
trading.
anything
So
can happen, but this gives you a sense. This is as accurate as I've seen it, because a back test can be inherently sort of misleading. They give you a good lead on what could be profitable, but the more you study repainting and that kind of thing, a back test, you might like what it says, but then you switch it to live trading and the thing isn't as good as you thought. That kind of happens a lot.
yeah. Nope, that makes sense. Justin wants to know, can these be linked to prop firms or is it all live capital training? And you don't do any Forex, right? It's just stocks and crypto.
We don't do any Forex right now. Yeah, we may add a Forex data feed in the future, but it's just stocks and crypto right now.
Okay.
Can they be linked to prop firms? No, they can be linked to, if you're trading US equities, they can be linked. We're compatible with Alpaca right now. So you can link them to your own Alpaca account. If you're wanting to automate crypto strategies, you can link them to Bitfinex or Binance. Those are kind of the compatible places where you can send trades from this platform. The other thing you can do is you can get alerts. I guess if you were trading for a prop firm or something and you wanted to test this out, in each of these strategies, you can set up alerts. And so you'll get real-time alerts. So that wouldn't be automated, but you'd get real-time alerts to your iPhone or on your desktop here, and you could place trades if you were trading for a prop firm.
Okay. Gotcha. And then can people create their own strategies or are these curated by you guys or how do these strategies get on here?
Alpha Insider is an open marketplace, so anyone can upload a strategy here. That's kind of the whole point of why we wanted something like this. Is if we take everybody in the world who's interested in this and we give them all a place to upload a strategy, the catch is the performance is all displayed in real time. You can't delete bad trades and that kind of thing, but they come from all over the place. So it's an open marketplace. You can charge per strategy. Like basically what we do is we do a profit share. So if I want to charge $50 a month for my strategy and I hook it up to Alpha Insider and it starts to rise to the top because it's performing well and people subscribe to it, then I'll get 70% of those, whatever people are paying me to subscribe to that strategy. So that sort of incentivizes people to put strategies on the site. If I have my own trading strategy and I don't want it public, say it's proprietary and I just want to use Alpha Insiders, between TradingView and my broker to manage my orders, and I want to automate something, but I don't want to go build a whole trading bot and all that infrastructure. I can make my strategy private, so it's just in my portfolio here. And sometimes people just want to test something in a real trading environment, so they can simulate. They can add all their webhooks here, and instead of back testing, they can see how it actually does, like with paper trading.
Okay, very good. We got some questions from the audience. Let's see what we got here. Xerox, everyone's bummed out by the awful weather. How are you guys doing? I'm doing good. Weather is bad. It's, I think, -3, -4 or something. Ryan was saying it's the same where he's at.
Oh yeah.
So, but you just stay inside. You put on a sweatshirt. It's no big deal. This is a very, very important question from Kyle. Is Ryan's TV plugged in? I noticed it's not plugged into the outlet below. Is there also an outlet behind the TV? So I think he's just curious.
He's very observant. No, I tried to clean up, so there would be a cord hanging there, but yeah, I wrapped it up behind the TV.
Nice. Look at you. I need
to being totally honest with you. I want to tell you that that I ran the cords back through the wall when I remodeled this place and all that kind of thing. But no, I just cleaned up before this.
There you go. I need to learn from you. At least take the books from behind me down.
No, I like the bookshelf.
Yeah, there. Thank you. Makes people think I'm smart. Let's see. What's the cost, and is it based off profits or cost per month? So is there an Alpha Insider subscription you need to get, or do you just subscribe to individual strategies, or how does that work?
Yeah. So basically, you could subscribe to strategies and get alerts for free, basically. If you want to automate anything, it depends on what you're automating. Here's our pricing. So basically, anyone who's automating crypto strategies, and this is typically people in countries that are not the US and Canada, which I'll talk about in a second, but it's $50 a month to use to automate as many strategies as you want here on Alpha Insider, as long as they're crypto strategies with a pro account. And no, we don't take any percentage of profits. We're not like a prop firm or anything like that. You have your own, let's just say you're using a Binance account. That's where your money stays. We don't take possession of any money. You just connect Alpha Insider and Binance with an API connection. It's real simple. And you pay Alpha Insider $50 a month. And then you can go in and automate your crypto strategies. If you're trading US equities or stock strategies, you'll need a premium account. And this will also allow you to run a crypto bot as well if you wanted to. So it's just a monthly subscription. It's kind of like middle of the road as far as like, it's not super expensive. It's not super cheap.
Okay. Gotcha. And then some of the strategies are free. It's just kind of up to whoever the maker is.
Man, a lot of them, what we find, there are paid strategies on this site, and there's more and more all the time, but a lot of the best performing strategies tend to be free, which is kind of funny, says something about the industry too.
Yeah. It's kind of like financial advisors, or just putting your money in an index fund a lot of times.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah. It's funny how that goes. There can be, we do track, we track hundreds of strategies on this site. This just keeps going. You can just keep going down and down. But yeah, a lot of them tend to be free. You will see some that are paid, and then you'll pay both the Alpha Insider subscription to automate it, and then whatever that strategy owner is charging for that strategy per month. And they vary wildly. You can have some that are $20 a month, all the way up to, I think one guy charges $1,000 a month. So we let people set prices however they want for their own strategy.
Gotcha. Great to see you back streaming. Yeah, good to be here, Scott. Good to see all of you. Missed you guys. Does it do longs and shorts, or longs only in the bull market? Also, does it run on leverage, or is it spot buys only? So
that's good. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
this might not be the platform for you, possibly. But yeah, go ahead.
No. Advanced traders can totally benefit from this because it's stable and it's easy. If you want a bot that's stable, that allows you to allocate percentages of your account to different strategies, this is way easier than either building your own bot or having a dev team build one for you. Does it do longs and shorts? Yeah, totally. The one thing is in shorts will sometimes show as it won't say short, it'll say sell. So that's the only thing I'll say. Longs will show up as a buy. If you close out a short, it'll show up as a buy. So it doesn't say long or short, it just says buy or sell as far as the UI on this site. But yeah, it goes long or short, which is the other benefit to this. if you're, if you're trading in a market that's not a bull market, these strategies often tend to, if you look at the 5-year track record, a lot of them have stuck around, through 2022 and that type of thing. And then as far as leverage, that's another good question. Most of these use like 2x leverage. There's some leverage that's being used. And it should say on the graphs, if I click on a leverage strategy, it should say what the margin maintenance is on it. So yeah, there's leverage being used. It's no more than 2.5x, I think, on this site right now.
Okay, gotcha. Is this custodial or is it functioning like a broker? Any KYC requirements?
Is it custodial or is it functioning like a broker?
So basically, are you guys holding the funds, or you're just using the APIs on Bitfinex?
Yeah,
you don't actually ever hold funds, correct?
Yeah, no, we're not regulated. So no, we don't take possession of any funds. This is functioning like a simulated broker. So it's basically a software tool or a fintech tool that you can connect to your broker who's regulated and allowed to have possession of your funds. And it comes down to this question of like, you always need to have control anytime you get into this. So on your bot at any time, you can turn it off. So it's just an API connection. You can turn your bot off at any time. It'll exit all your positions and it'll just be off. If for some reason you couldn't get into your Alpha Insider account, you could go into, let's just say, your Binance account, and you could revoke that token and break the connection, and then you could exit your positions in your Binance account. So no, we don't take possession of any funds.
Okay. And then so there's no KYC requirements. People don't have to send in a photo ID or anything to start using Alpha Insider.
No, that's all on their broker or their crypto exchange to manage. There is KYC requirements if they are someone who's creating and adding strategies to our site. So in order to take Stripe payouts, they have to do KYC because they get a percentage every month. So in order to take payouts from us, if you're a strategy creator, you have to set up withdrawals, and in order to do that, you have to complete KYC. Okay. But as far as to use the product to automate your trades, no, you don't need to. That's all between you and your broker. This is just like a tool.
Okay, gotcha. You guys remember when James had those LED lights on the bookshelf? I feel like that added an element of excitement. I'll try to get them back. They fell, the adhesive didn't work, and I'm busy, so I haven't put them back up yet, but I will work on that. Kyle, for you, I will work on getting the LED lights back up. Keith, yes, we were going to talk about this. Only Bitfinex and Binance. Does this leave U.S. investors out? Do you want to talk just a little bit about that? And
yeah,
why that brings up, it is?
That brings up a good question. With this site right now for crypto, yeah, it does. The reason is because for all of our crypto strategies, most of them are using some margin, like between 1.5 and 2.5x. Which you would need a margin account for. So it doesn't leave US investors out for stock strategies. So there's a lot of, in my opinion, decent stock strategies on this site. Well outperforming. A lot of these are outperforming the S&P by 6, 7, 8x. So this is totally fair game. There are some caveats here to I'm going to expand on his question a little bit.
Yeah, please do.
Some caveats. There are, he probably already knows this, but FINRA, has something called pattern day trading rules in the US. You guys might all know this, where you can't place more than 3 day trades in a 5-day period, 3 round trips, meaning you enter a position, you exit a position same day. You can't do that more than 5 times or more than 3 times in a 5-day period. Otherwise, your account gets flagged as a PDT account, and you're required to keep a minimum of 25K in the account. Is how I understand the rules. So to make this simple, to keep people from automating strategies and then getting flagged and then getting margin called, we basically, the bot just doesn't work with accounts that have less than 25K. If you're trying to to trade US equities, one of the stock strategies, crypto strategies, those minimums don't apply, but it's hard to trade crypto as a US investor off on this site simply because we're using Bitfinex and Binance, which require you to be in a different geographic location. So stock strategies are all fair game. The caveat is, you need a minimum, which is 25K, which usually, not financial advice, but for most people, that means a little bit more than 25K to in case you draw down a little bit.
Okay. Gotcha. Yes. Does anybody else have any other questions? Good questions, guys. Really appreciate that.
Yeah. Dude, your audience is on top of it.
Yeah, they are. We've been through a lot. I've had bumps and bruises and everything in between. So, but I think they'll like this. I think this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So are you guys using AI in any way? I'm a big AI guy. Okay. I'm trying to change the world with AI. You guys using AI at all, or is that kind of up to the individual strategies to work that in how they want, or anything you guys are doing with that?
Yeah, I mean, we use AI all the time for all kinds of stuff. As far as behind the scenes building Alpha Insider, we use it constantly. But as far as using it to generate strategies, yeah, a lot of these strategies are probably generated using some form of AI. As far as creating the Pine script and stuff, AI is not great at creating Pine script. If anyone in your audience goes to build their own trading strategy, it's a great place to start, but in my experience, it's not good at writing in Pine script. But yeah, as far as coming up with a logic for a trading strategy, AI can do some interesting stuff for sure. As far as sophisticated, building sophisticated trading strategies, I use it personally all the time for coming up with ideas.
Awesome. We'll have to brainstorm some more ways to get AI in there. Love that.
The other thing that I should include, sorry to cut you off, James.
No, go ahead.
The other thing to include, I was just thinking about what you said about you guys having been through a lot. And anyone who's traded for any length of time has had sort of that experience. We've all been burned in some way. And I forgot to add, on all these strategies, anytime that you're the company that goes, we're tracking things basically in real time and it's as accurate as live trading would be, you get a large group of people that become very skeptical and they start drilling into you. So I know those people are out there asking that stuff right now. As far as transparency and accuracy, the other things that it's not apparent here that we're tracking this, but we are including slippage and fees into each one of these trades. So this strategy, for example, is trading Bitcoin. So the slippage is calculated by ticker or by symbol. So we'll look at the spread on Bitcoin at the moment in time that this trade is placed, and we'll calculate that in. So it's not like, what you don't want to have happen is you have a strategy that trades a bunch like this, and on a crypto exchange you're paying about 2% or 0.2% in fees, which is what we calculate. And so we factor all that in so that this doesn't diverge too much from what your actual performance is. Your actual performance will track somewhat with this. It should be pretty close. So those are the other things that it's not apparent that we're doing that in the background, but we're doing everything we can to make the performance on these strategies as close to real life trading as possible.
Yeah. And when did you guys start? When was this kind of publicly launched?
Man, Brian and Phil started coding this I think in 2017 or 2018, and it's a lot, man. When you look behind the scenes at all these data feeds and the stuff that they built, they basically had to code an entire broker, to track this properly. I came on in 2020, I think, maybe shortly after 2020, and the first couple of years was just them building it. It wasn't live. I think around 2020 was when we actually started getting more serious about promoting this a little bit. And what we had happen was we were just doing alerts at that time. So you were just getting like a Discord group, you're just getting an alert that a strategy was trading. Well, you can see like even the strategy I have up here, each one of these dots is a buy or a sell. There's quite a few trades. So what we had happen was we had a lot of users that couldn't keep up with the strategies that were doing well on the site. And they're like, hey, can you give us a way to automate this? And so then we spent like another year developing the trading bot, which was actually a ton of work to get that right, to get it something that was stable and worked properly, and also allowed for the allocations, like allowing someone to allocate a percentage of their account to different strategies. Because historically, if I wanted to automate this strategy, which is a crypto strategy, and I had a Binance account, I'd have to start a sub account to trade the strategy, and then you end up with all these sub accounts. So with Alpha Insider, you can do it with one account. That's your automation account. And the one thing that you can't do is you can't go in there and start like placing manual trades. If you want to, like, oh, I want to buy Bitcoin here. The bot, because we can trade up to 100 strategies at once here. So this bot is constantly checking all of the strategies that you're subscribed to, and it's making sure that your account matches all those. So it's constantly rebalancing. So you can't go in and place any manual trades. You kind of just have to have an automated trading account that's set aside and dedicated to this.
Okay. Yeah, that's really cool. It's really neat software. I love this. I started, that's how I made my money, was with software. And so I love little tools like this, where you're just kind of connecting things that already exist in a way that's really helpful for people, and I think could be really beneficial. So what's the best way if people want to get started? What should they do? I always I'm a marketing guy, so I like strong calls to action. So what would you like people to do?
Yeah. First thing, go to Alpha Insider, sign up for an account. And then the next step is choosing a strategy. So you got to kind of decide depending on where you are in the world, that kind of right now dictates a lot of what you're going to trade, whether that's stocks or crypto. And then I'll let you share your screen because I'm already logged into this account. So they'll probably see it from the front end.
I'm logged in too.
Yes, you sign up.
Should I just create an account real quick?
Yeah, you can, or you can just go to the strategies if you want.
Oh,
it's pretty.
That's what we were looking for.
It might send you to the first thing you got to do is choose at least one strategy that you want to automate. Just start subscribing to strategies that you like. You can see the performance under each one. That's kind of the second step is, you take some time and you decide, okay, what do I like here? What do I want to trade? If you're in another part of the world and you want to trade crypto, then you can filter the site by top crypto strategies up there and just start subscribing to these. And once you've subscribed to a few, then you can go through the process of connecting your crypto exchange, or if you're trading stocks, you can connect your broker, and we walk you through that whole process. We have instructional videos and stuff on how to get your API keys from your crypto exchange and make the connection. So that's how to get started.
Okay. So yeah, just go find some strategies, and guys, we can talk about, if you want to, in the Telegram, we can talk through like which ones you're going to use and which ones look good. Low risk is what I'm leaning towards right now. Just with what past, what we've seen. So very, very cool. So everybody go sign up, check it out, start looking through some strategies. I'm going to do another video kind of walking through, my setup and my journey going through this. I'll probably hook up a Alpaca account and maybe show some of that up. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. And if any of your audience gets hung up, just reach out to us, reach out to our, support desk, and we can help you out. The other thing worth mentioning, if you're an advanced trader, you've been trading for years, which sounds like you've got, based on some of these questions, I know you've got some of these guys in here. You can also, if you have your own strategies in TradingView or even in Python, you can connect them to Alpha Insider. You add them to the marketplace if you want. You can make them public on the marketplace. You can keep them private. If you have your own proprietary strategies, This, you can basically just leverage our bot without having to go build a bot, and you can automate all your own stuff. So in our API docs down at the bottom of our site, you can learn how to do the TradingView integration, and then you just set up alerts from TradingView, and you'll send alerts to Alpha Insider to that strategy. And then from there, you can port all your trades to your broker.
Okay, Boris. I hope Boris is watching this. Boris will like this. So if Boris doesn't see this, we'll send him a link. So awesome. What's on the roadmap coming up? What are you guys? What's next? Is it a big marketing push now? You feel like the software is in a pretty good spot, or what's going forward?
Yeah, we definitely have a minimum viable product here, and then some. This is a totally functional site, totally functional bot. So I think next, dude, there's so much that we're looking at doing. Adding some stuff to the UI, making it so that people can see how their bot performed every day. That's in the plans. Seeing how it performed on our actual site in the bot, rather than having to also go to their broker. We're constantly we just added the drawdown feature. We're constantly adding small stuff like that. Eventually we want to add options. We have a lot of people that want to trade options, that want some additional leverage. The only reason we haven't done that is because right now, you can take a strategy, and we could allow people to choose their expiration dates and strike prices and turn these into options trades instead of margin trades. The problem with that is they would really diverge from the performance on our site. And since we're like all about performance, I think that our guys want to get actual option performance tracking up on the site, so we could see the performance of actual options trades, because options can really diverge from, spot or margin. So that's in the plans. And yeah, we're trying to get the word out about this now. We're just in the last few months really trying to do some marketing and, talk to guys like you and let people know that it exists, but yeah, no, it's a fun product. It's ready to go. It works great. And, we're trying to be the anecdote to, there's so much, I don't even know how to say it. So many indicators and strategies and Discord groups and people trying to appear profitable, that we're trying to create a place where we can all go find stuff where people are willing to be totally transparent. That's kind of our thing. That. So we're trying to make people aware that it exists. And it's also one of the easiest no-code trading bots out there, in my opinion. That's kind of the direction I think this whole thing is going. Wall Street dominated the trading bot industry. Hedge funds have been using bots for the last 10 years. And the average retail investor, it's been hard for us, to get access to this kind of automation where we can kind of put all of our trading psychology stuff aside. We don't have to worry about it, which is amazing. You just have a bot automate your strategy. So the next 5 or 10 years is going to be really interesting when all of us can, are trading with bots. That's going to be fascinating to see how that goes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And it'll be interesting to see how so many bots running affects the markets too, because
I know, especially when you start hooking AI into live data feeds and stuff. Because right now, a lot of the artificial intelligence it can develop a trading strategy, but it's not, there's still kind of a disconnect. But when that connection gets made eventually, that's going to really be crazy, when AI kind of gets more of its hands into the markets and on shorter, intraday trading and stuff. It'll be a wild ride for sure.
Yes, looking forward to it. So, well, hey, we'll go ahead and let you go. Audience, first off, thank you guys. You are amazing. Appreciate you guys. I missed you guys. I'll try to do more lives. Even if I don't have a particular topic, I can just hop on. We can, set up my LED light situation or whatever. But I miss you guys. Hope you all had Merry Christmas and a good 2025. And Ryan, thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing this with me. Thanks for getting in contact with me. And get this set up.
For sure.
So this was fun. Stuff like this to my audience.
Yeah, dude. Some of the questions were real interesting. You guys obviously, you have a tight knit audience. I can tell. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. No, we're great. I love them. That's why I keep showing up. So, you guys will hear more about Alpha Insiders. I'm going to be doing kind of a dedicated video later as well, just to reach more people. But appreciate your guys' questions and your feedback. You guys really help me direct what areas you're thinking about and help me with things I wasn't thinking about myself. So appreciate you guys. God bless you all. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.